Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Um, Tyson Fury is coming back, as they say. In fact, actual fact, he never went away. This retirement thing was a lot of bollocks, and no one should be remotely surprised that he's back in the gym. He posted a little brief snippet of him with Sugar Hill was there, and he never retired. He just took some time out, and anyone who believes anything that comes out of Tyson Fury's mouth is either a blind, you know, sort of MAGA-esque slavish devotee, or is just extremely naive, or lying to themselves. Maybe he never retired. He was always going to come back. If you remember, he retired making a sort of veiled reference to Dick Turpin, like I've been robbed, therefore I'm going away. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. If I can't win, I'm not letting you play with my football. It's all that sort of mentality, which we've come to expect from Tyson Fury. But I got to thinking, have I missed this guy since he's been away? And the answer is a resounding no. I don't care about this guy. You might say, well, yeah, you're making a video about him. Well, this is a boxing channel. And if I didn't make videos about all the people I didn't like or wasn't interested in, I wouldn't make many videos. I wouldn't make as many videos anyway. I even covered that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson obscenity. I needed a shower after that one, believe me. But Tyson Fury, he bores me. We've heard it all before. We've heard all the gaslighting. We've heard all the, all the lies, all the attempts at intimidation, all the bullying, all the crap that comes out of his mouth. It's just so tedious. And now he's come back, and I'm rolling my eyes. I'm thinking, oh my God, Now, he picked up where he left off. Basically, I don't go anywhere near Twitter, and this is a good reason why, or X, as Musk calls it. This is a good reason why. Fury apparently left a tweet, which I did see. I saw a screenshot of the tweet, I suppose. And he was saying about Usyk, I beat the fucker twice. See, I don't think Tyson Fury is that deluded. I think he knows damn well he got beaten twice. He did get beaten twice, because obviously, the decisions went to Usyk. The first fight, I thought, was a lot closer than a lot of people think. A lot of people say, oh, Usyk dominated it, first 6 rounds. I don't agree with that. I actually think it was competitive, and I was giving Fury rounds. But I did make Usyk the winner. I think it was 115, 113. A lot of people have said to me, that was too close, that was too close. So I watched it again. I watched it several times now, but I watched it back again. And no, I think Fury was competitive, but he lost. He did lose, legitimately lose. And in fact, in the 9th round, you don't need me to tell you that he had the shit kicked out of him. He almost got knocked out by a middleweight, by the way. Usyk is a middleweight. He twice lost to Sean Porter. Therefore, the version that we see before us there's no match for me, because I'm a natural heavyweight. Really, I thought it was comical in the first round. It was I actually laughed like out loud. When I was watching it, because as soon as the opening bell went, Fury was on the retreat, and this little man was, scuttling after him, and then Fury tried to blag it, didn't he, by hanging in the corner on the ropes and pretending to showboat. And it's so embarrassing to watch. It's horrible. But the idea that he beat Usyk twice, the idea that he beat him once, is just total nonsense. Only his most cretinous of fanboys are going to believe that bullshit. Those people are just so insufferable. The second fight, I thought the one thing that was noticeable about the second fight was that the one thing that sticks in my mind is that it became apparent after about 6 rounds that Fury couldn't fight for 3 minutes of a round. He was taking too much time off. And as a result, Usyk was winning the rounds. Now, I don't know whether this is the up and down weight thing and age, maybe. I don't know what it is. Right? But Fury clearly lost that fight. And even though in the first fight he had a split decision loss, which should have been unanimous, this time round, the second time round, he did have a unanimous decision loss. So all this garbage that he won both fights is so wide of the mark. It's really quite embarrassing. Um, but we expect this from Fury, don't we? So I have to say, I've no interest in. What's he coming back for? To fight AJ? Last seen being smashed to pieces by Dubois. I mean, that fight is so past its sell-by date. It's embarrassing. Now, that's not to say it wouldn't be a good fight. It might be a good fight. We've just seen a welterweight and a middleweight, a weight-trained middleweight, and a raw welterweight give a probably fight of the year. So it's not a case of it could be a bad fight. It could be a good fight. And would it sell? Of course it would, because they're two massive names. But does it mean anything in the grand scheme of things at world level? Of course not. Of course not. Rather disappointingly, Usyk, I have nothing but respect for Usyk. I think he's alluded to his final fight after, well, he says he's going to beat Dubois. I think I wouldn't be counting my chickens on that. I think Dubois is a threat to Usyk now. But only like a live underdog, you'd call it. Obviously, Usyk would be the favourite, but you can't overlook Dubois. But Usyk's talking about maybe fighting a third fight with either Fury or AJ. I think the idea is that they would fight and then Usyk would fight the winner. That's where the money is. But do I want to see Usyk beating up Fury again or AJ? Not really. I would like to see, if I had to pick one, I would pick Usyk to fight either Joseph Parker or Ajit Kabayel, both of whom have earned title shots, in my opinion. And then of course when the belts go up in the air, when Usyk does retire, then others can pick them up and run with them. And then a new era will effectively start. I mean, after that, you might even get Fury or AJ picking up another belt. You just never know. I mean, look at Dubois, gets knocked out by Usyk, and then, a year later or whatever it was, he's the IBF champion. Now he's fighting an undisputed fight. But Fury, no. See, this is a boxing channel, and I have to cover these things. Well, I feel obliged to cover them because people want to hear it. But I find it so arduous just having to listen to Fury. I kind of wait for the snippets because he just says the same thing over and over again. There's nothing revelatory about what he says. It's, what he's going to say. He has got that, self-denial thing, that sort of Trump-esque self-denial thing. I didn't lose that. I won that. Did you? That's strange because, the facts suggest otherwise. Oh, no, never mind that. I won that. It's a conspiracy. A conspiracy, Tyson. Well, let's look at the first fight. Everything in the first fight was geared to both fights. Everything was geared towards you. Even Turki Al-Sheikh was saying that he was appearing on screen with you in a Zoom call or a Teams call or whatever the fuck it was. Usyk was on the other end, and Al-Sheikh was sitting there with Tyson Fury saying, "This time round, he's going to beat you up." And talk about bias, Jesus Christ! That's the fuck. He's putting up the fucking money. No, and then everything's geared towards you winning, mate. You're a Queensberry fighter. Queensberry are in with Al-Sheikh. No. Everything was geared towards you winning, and you lost twice. Legitimately lost twice. So, but it's Mao Zedong's big lie thing. If you tell an absolute whopper of a lie, by merely acknowledging it, the public are giving it some sort of credibility. So, the Earth is flat. Did you know that? Especially in this day and age, with media, I think you can say something like, "The Earth is flat." Is it? Don't be ridiculous. By merely acknowledging the fake argument, you're giving it you're making it a debate. So people will say, "Don't spare me so fucking stupid." But others will say, "Yeah, someone just said the Earth's flat. I wonder if that's true." And so it sort of gains momentum, this sort of thing. And Fury does that, Trump does it, the Nazis did it, Stalin did it, um, you know, Mao did it. It's the oldest fucking trick in the book. Corporations do that sort of thing because they want to sell you some crap or other. And, you know, governments obviously do it. All governments do it. They try. You gain gravitas by creating some sort of fake narrative. And right now we're seeing it with Dubois and Usyk. The first fight was controversial. That press conference with old Dev Sandwich saying it was your victory. The victory was shrouded in controversy. No, it wasn't. You fucking Queensbury employee. You've got to say that to help build this ridiculous narrative that Don Charles and George Fox and all the others and Frank Warren are talking. Frank with his little pictures running around showing, look, it was a legitimate punch. Oh no, excuse me, it was legit. Look at this photo. Shut up, Frank. And then, Usyk countering with. See, this is a mistake I think Usyk made. He was countering with photographs of the punch landing low. I would have just said, oh, fuck off. But Usyk's a gentleman. He'll never tell anyone to fuck off. He'll just wait till fight night and then punch you in the fucking face. Yeah. By the way, I have an idea for a replacement for Large Infant Miller, the PED enthusiast. Replacement. Fabio Wardley versus George Fox. See how you get on, George. You never know, you might be all right. Anyway, just a few morning ramblings before I go for a ramble across Tirana again. I'm in Albania and I'm enjoying it. The weather's beautiful. And I'm off for a wander around Tirana Park, I think, later on. So I just thought I'd leave a few of these random thoughts. But Tyson Fury, are you looking forward to seeing him again? Do you care? Have you missed him? Because I hand on heart, I haven't missed him at all. I barely thought about him. I was rather glad to see the back of him, truth be told. But he's coming back. Anyway, thoughts below. Do your thing. Subscribe, hit the like button, spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. I always appreciate your support. There's a million things you could be doing, but instead you're watching this video. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.